one of the great people, so can you step up to the challenge? He's not doing it. I don't want to hear no excuses. You step on the court, your dog meat, your barbecue chicken, or I don't care about no respiratory, I don't care about no order, I don't care about none. If you want to get to the championship, you want people to remember the process forever. You got to step up. 5 points is unacceptable. During the regular season, he's averaging 28. He's not averaging 18. He's not stepping up to the job. He walks around like he's on his deathbed. He drains the energy of that team. They showed him walking into the game today. He's walking by himself like he's on his deathbed. As a star player, you can never show weakness. You got to keep the other guys involved in the game. That's what he does. He complains so much about being sick. He drains the energy out the room.
He has 16 points in the last 2 games.
That's what I see how Kobe got 3. He ran up 3.
Back and forth on the American Express halftime report in just a second.
That's last night. No, I was watching. I didn't watch that. I was watching the hockey game. It's 1-1 if America wants another.
The colorful decking of the American Express. All of love for that.
Yo, thank you. Joel, Hulu has live sports in the league. I thought you did that with the process.
No, that'd be cool.
All right.
You think you just sign this without the Hulu at Live Sports?
Legally,
No.
no.
It's for me. Why did you change your nickname?
Morning. Hulu Housewives Club. Hulu Housewives Club.
We're fans of all pizza, not just Domino's. That's why we're rewarding you for eating any pizza you like. Pizza from here, yeah.
Oh, pizza.
I guess.
New York style.
Any pizza. Scan your pizza with the Domino's app and share points for free Domino's pizza.
Now you can buy faster and accelerate your deal on AutoTrader by putting car buying in the palm of your hand. Start your paperwork online. Choose from actual financing options and receive a real Kelly Blue trading offer to get a no surprise monthly payment based on your information. Save time at the dealership when you start your deal online. AutoTrader, buy faster.
Applying Larry Weinstein's racial smear campaign claims Mayor Nick Sacco wants to, quote, destroy the Latino community. What a dirty lie. Mayor Sacco works hard for everyone. He's protecting dreamers and all immigrants, holding free scholarships classes, creating a police department that's over 60% Latino, keeping North Bergen affordable with stable taxes and strong rent control. Now he's building a new high school and a downtown community center. Vote to call it the Sacco team.
Be one with all your devices using the Optimum app. It does more than just letting you streamline the TV. Use it to schedule your DVR while you're out. Use your phone or tablet as remote control. And check out what's available to watch using voice search. Find Cage Fighting. With Optimum, all is one. Learn more at optimum.net/app.
Broadcast of the National Basketball Association may not be retransmitted weekly as rebroadcast or otherwise distributed in any form without the express written consent of the NBA.
We're going to get back inside Studio J. Index card members, y'all listen up, because whenever a player gets a triple off a playoff game, you get 32% off at NBAstore.com the next day. Go to NBAstore.com/NBAstore32 for terms and details. There's Damian Lillard, Blazers 2-2 with the Nuggets.
I'd like to go to work too, America. They got a lot in Denver.
Reserve that for Coach Tom.
Yeah, but that's how you do it. That's nice and casual, brother. I was eating a soy shaw, a small shack. I got it, Scott. No, we throw up on your furniture. Hey, I was on tape. Hey, I don't see that earlier.
Yeah, let's roll. We're gonna start right now because I didn't want to start eating my pizza and then start the show.
Spicy nuts. Filled with juicy white cake, priced at $10 for $1.49. Deal so hot you can taste it. 10 spicy original nuggets for $1.49. Only in Burger King.
Hi, I'm about to have my hands full. I had a baby on the way.
How about I answer yes? One command and one.
All right, so Raptors rolling at the half here. Let's keep it going though. We'll see if we can hit these props. 64-43 at the half. Listen, we have Jimmy Butler over 19.5 points. He's got 15 points. Joel Embiid under 22.5. He's got 5. Ben Simmons under 13.5. He's got 5. Kawhi Leonard is a little light here tonight. And it's a good thing and a bad thing because the Raptors don't want to be in a spot where Kawhi Leonard needs to fucking score 52 points every night. And it kind of irritated me, but we'll get into this a bit. You know, people are talking like, oh, I saw like Cowherd. Oh, Kawhi Leonard's not going to stay in Toronto. Look, he's got to do everything. The team sucks and blah, blah. So shut the fuck up. Right? The playoffs aren't easy. There's going to be fucking peaks and valleys. You're going to have ugly games. The whole thing is to win the fucking series, right? And everyone running their mouth like everybody sucks on the Raptors. I had a feeling they sort of woke up. You could tell they got it the other night. You know what I mean? And I'm not surprised by the way they're playing right now. I expected them to play like this, to be honest. I'm kicking myself for not taking the Siakam prop over 18.5. You can't bet on every fucking prop, though. You know, it's just, if you remember, if you listen to Game Time Decisions today, I told Cam was talking about the injury, and I said, you know, it's not really even the injury so much. He just had a couple of bad games, right? He just had a couple of bad games. All right, so let's dig in here. Michael's fresh oven baked pizza. Extra cheese. And I like to put like the hot pepper. That's cheesy. Hopefully the Raptors close this shit out, and then we hammer the Raptors in the next game to close them out in Philly. Well, that's not a foul, but watch out. The refs are going to fucking let Philly back in this shit. What, 17 years? Oh. Yeah, we really will have to end at 11:30 or earlier tonight. Fuck. Shot's not falling for Kawhi. Kyle Lowry having a great game. Siakam. Barkley talked about it Charles Barkley talked about it, brought it up. It's funny because I told Sussman the same thing. If Kawhi Leonard is scoring all these points and no one else is, it doesn't help the Raptors. Yeah, I mean, it does. He helps us. But I mean, you know, the strength is if everyone's going. But now you notice when Kawhi doesn't shoot all the time, he's not quite as hot now. Gotta be careful not to let Philly back in this. Don't get soft. Here's Kawhi. Hits it. I'm hoping Kawhi can go off for like 20 second half points here. He can. He had 13 at the half. He's up to 15. His prop is 32 and a half. He's 4 for 11 from the field. He's actually somewhat struggling a bit here. Speaking of struggling, Embiid just turned it over for like the 12th time tonight. Kyle Lowry kicks it to Green for 3. Ah, fuck off. I knew it was going to be our night tonight when Fred Van fucking Fleet hit a 3-point shot. There's Jimmy Butler for 2. There's Jimmy for 2. That's up to 17. His prop, we're about to carve that one up. We need 3 points in fucking the second half. Starting to kill these NBA props up a bit here. Kyle Lowry. Lowry's prop was what? 14 and a half, 13 and a half, 14 and a half. He's got 11 points already, too. Redick for 3. A little sloppy here, Toronto. It's got a little Christmas. That was a little lazy by the Raptors. Yeah, Jay's under. What's the deal with that? Three nothing in the ninth. I have the Raptors parlayed with the Houston Astros, and of course the Astros are losing 8-0. I also have them parlayed though with the fucking with the over the soccer game today, so I hit that. But fuck it, are you shitting me? Fucking Houston motherfuckers. Oh, the Yankee game delayed. Fuck off in the 7th inning. That'd be the ultimate screw job for me because I'd lose the Yankee bet and it would be a push on my total. I have under 9.5. Fuck, even though it's 2-1 in the fucking 7th. Fucking sports betting. I swear to God, it fucking rains here more than Seattle, fuck, or Vancouver. Fuck. It's always raining here. They're probably going to get this game resumed, though. It was pouring rain a few minutes ago. It seems to have slowed. It stopped, sort of. It was raining when I went to get the pizza. Thing is, The weather's fucking different in the Bronx than it is here. I don't know what it's like there, you know? It seems like it's always raining in the Bronx. All right, sick. Let's see what you got, Charlie. Come on. Come on, Kawhi. Take over again. We don't have this game yet, bro. He's passing it too much. And he misses the shot. He's a little off tonight. Nice. Come on, Kyle. Jimmy Butler for 2. He scores. That's 19 for Butler. It's 19 and a half. We need 1 more point from Butler. Yeah, settle down, Shadow. How are the Red Sox doing? Has he? I guess he hasn't hit a home run yet. I would have heard about it. I think there was a little bit of over pressure and expectation and shit. The baseball, it takes a little while. Kuna on the Braves, just sort of a freak anomaly. Like, there's not a lot of fucking 19-year-old baseball phenoms and shit. He's not just another rookie, right? He's like the most hyped rookie of all time, pretty much. So I think, pitchers don't want to get drilled by him, and you know what I mean? Like, everyone's, there's scouting reports on him already and shit. He just needs to fucking see the pitchers a few times through. He'll be all right in a month or 2. We live in an annoying era now of sports commentary. Social media is good. Social media is good, but there's a lot of like stupid comments and, but it shouldn't matter. Like, the NBA is a good example of it. Like, there's a lot of, now in the playoffs, there's a lot of people don't really watch that much of the NBA, but now in the playoffs, they watch, the games at nighttime, and everybody sucks. Everybody's great after one night all the time. And exactly, right on cue. Here's Bruce. See, as Bruce has been tweeting all year that Kawhi Leonard is overrated. That didn't work out well, Bruce. But as I stated before, I don't think Kawhi Leonard cares. But you're not paid like to give your basketball opinion, so you're free to your opinion, right? But when you throw together fucking 82 million fucking opinions, it no, like, but it's in the mainstream media too, right? I know, because it's one of these deals. You hear people, you don't hear them talk about the NBA all year long, but now fucking everyone's a fucking expert on what this team and this guy's a choker and that. And yeah, I do think Kawhi is going to re-sign with Toronto. You can't guarantee it. Can't promise it, can't guarantee it, but I don't see why he doesn't. It's frustrating right there. Someone with the prop, man. I put $100 on Kawhi too. Fuck. He just keeps lighting it up, but it's not getting there today. He's missed a few shots. That was frustrating. It was a 3-on-1 opportunity, and Kyle Lowry passed it to Siakam instead of Leonard. The only thing is, we can't let Philly get back in this and then need Kawhi to save them at the end, right? How you doing, Joel? Not talking shit now. Joel Embiid and Conor McGregor are the same. They just talk, but then when it's time to go. I love how, though, they fucking kiss this guy's ass, man. The sideline reporter chick talking about, he's got this and he's got that. Shaquille O'Neal at the half on TNT said, I'm tired of hearing about it. He goes, whatever. He goes, I had a lot of things. And he goes, everyone out there has a lot of things. And he goes, the guy's just not getting it done. He goes, I'm tired of hearing about this all the time. And you notice, though, like against the Brooklyn Nets, it's funny, though, against the Brooklyn Nets, he wasn't so hurt. Or in Game 3 the other night when he was dancing. So, like, when Joel Embiid plays well, he's the best and it's amazing. But when he sucks, he's hurt. Right? It's fucking annoying, man. Right? I don't know. Yeah, you're fucking so injured. I know. You're playing with fucking a bullet in your back here. Fuck. Like, it's like, bro, you fucking were healthy enough to elbow fucking Jared Allen in the face 10 times during a Nets series. You dunked on him fucking a million times. You're pretty healthy then. You were pretty healthy fucking last Thursday night when you scored 30 points on us and you were dancing around and shit. It's always you're unhealthy when you have 5 points and you're getting your ass fucking handed to you and you turn the ball over 13 fucking times. It's the same bullshit with this. The guy's a fraud, man. Like, listen, he's a nice guy. He's a good player. But, fucking Mark Jackson, one of the best of all time and shit. Like, he's not even fucking, like, one of the best in the fucking league. Like he literally is not even like a top 20 fucking player in the NBA. Like maybe on skill, this ain't a video game though, bro. Like you don't play, you fucking hurt all the time. Like and you know, I don't want to hate on Embiid because other people hype him up though. It's not his fault. And when I say that he's not a top 20 player in the league, I know on skill he clearly is, but on skill he clearly is, but I'm talking about, you know, you go down the list of players who are ahead of him, and there's a lot of them. I said, like, big man talk, Kyle Lowry sucks today on the show. I don't know. Kyle Lowry fucking plays every fucking night, battles hard. There's been the 5 All-Star fucking game. Joel Embiid has fucking dunked the ball fucking a couple of times. And like Embiid takes threes and shit. Like he does stupid shit all the time. They let him do it. But what I like about this is the Philly sport fan. The Philly sport fan will turn on their team. Like I said today, I said, well, we don't turn on the Raptors when they miss a few shots. So, but I knew this would happen. I fucking knew it. We need to kick the shit out of them tonight, and they're done in the next game. We get off to a hard start. They'll start booing. Their fans will turn on them. Everyone sucks. You know, everyone was great, but then everyone sucks suddenly. Like the Philly sport fan they think they're cool. Whoa, that's Philadelphia. That's, you know, we're tough here. It's like, you're not tough. Fuck. You just change your fucking opinion every day. Like, it's not being tough to change your opinion. Boston's tough. Like the Celtics fans, they get fucking angry. Like they expect you to win and shit, but like, look at Carson Wentz. They were talking about Carson Wentz winning like fucking 10 MVPs, best quarterback ever. Guy gets hurt. Fuck, he goes like 12-1. He gets hurt. Nick Foles wins fucking 2 games for them. Carson Wentz is still hurt. And look now, it's, you know, they won a Super Bowl fucking 2 years ago. There's been 1 Super Bowl since they won, and people in Philly have already turned on Carson Wentz. No, Bryce Harper will regret signing there so badly. Yeah, Feinberg will be on after the game. So what I like, though, is like I said, if we can smash these guys, it'll break their will. So here's the coach, timeout. We're smoking them. Be a good game to be at in Toronto. I'd be there if I was there. Siakam's killing it. Siakam's got like 20 plus. There's a lot of cheese, a lot of pizza I just crushed here. It really is true, huh? Yeah, I gotta be honest then still. Normally I don't crush the whole thing like this, but I pretty much just plowed through it, as you see. Fuck. For a skinny guy, I can eat. You'd be surprised. Why is Dabo Sweeney at the Raptor game? Why is Dabo Sweeney wearing a fucking Raptor t-shirt and at the Raptor game? I like it though. That's what we need. Fuck. Drake. Forget about Drake. We need Dabo Sweeney. Like we got a real winner fucking on board. I don't know what I'm watching here. They just showed Dabo Sweeney taking shots with the Raptors today, and with his kids, and Dabo Sweeney's at the game right now. Oh, Embiid hits a big shot. Yeah, no, that's the thing. I was going to say that, normally I'll eat like 2 meals and sort of a few things or whatever, but it's like the more you eat. Like I had a big breakfast today. I had fucking French toast and bacon and eggs and stuff from Al's Diner. And lo and behold, afternoon time, I was fucking starving. Normally, I'm not that hungry. Like normally, I have a light breakfast and I'm not hungry. But since I ate breakfast in the afternoon, I was like, "Holy fuck, I'm starving." So I had chicken tenders and fries for lunch from the Malibu Diner. And then lo and behold, I'm like, I'm still hungry. And I'm like, all right, I'll crush some pizza now, fuck. So it's been a pretty full day. I had 2 eggs, 4 pieces of French toast, order of bacon, chicken tenders, French fries, coleslaw, Snickers bar. This fucking big ass fucking pizza. We got a nice backup of cheese here. Look at that thick fucking here. Here's a nice backup. I hit all the food groups today. French toast, maple syrup, bacon, chicken tenders, French fries, coleslaw, and then a fucking extra cheese fucking pizza. That's all for 3. And 90-68. Raptors are up by 22. Oh, fuck off. Don't let Simmons fucking score these garbage points. Kawhi. On Embiid. Hey, you're not talking shit now, hey, Joel? You see that? Kawhi, bang. Like I said, let's just break these motherfuckers' wills, man. You can tell, like, we're close to it. Danny Green. Come on, get it to fucking Kawhi. Raptors fans fucking actually making noise. Good for them. Van Fleet for 3. No, it's going to go in. Everything's been going our way. You know when he's shitting shots. All right, 92-70. And look at this. See, it's not all Kawhi either. That's why it's another thing. One more. Let's finish this off, and we got one more to send these motherfuckers home. Like I said, this game, we're smoking them so much it can carry over to the next game. Listen, it's like I was saying, if it's sort of called like the Jordan rules, the Michael Jordan rule. It got to the point, and Kobe Bryant, it gets to the point where you let the fucking dude score, essentially. Now, I'm not saying you just let him score, but Barkley was talking about it earlier. Like, if Kawhi Leonard is scoring 48 points, nobody else has the ball ever. And the rest of the points just don't add up. Right? So Barkley was right. I talked about this earlier in the day with Sussman. And Barkley, where I'm saying it's true. Like the Sixers tonight, in the first quarter, they were suffocating fucking Kawhi Leonard. They were like, all right, we're going to double team this guy. Every time he gets the ball, double team him. All right. So you're leaving Marc Gasol wide open for a 3. Boom, hits it. You're leaving Ibaka open for a shot, hits it. That's the thing. The Raptor players are stepping up. And if the Raptor players do their job and teams are going to double team Kawhi Leonard, we have a nice fucking advantage. And if they don't double team him, then now we can't get ahead of ourselves, but we're on collision course for like fucking King Kong versus Godzilla type shit. Like the Greek Freak versus Kawhi Leonard is you can't get much better from as far as like going head to head right now. Well, we've taken our pot shots on our boy Bruce Chad, but right behind Bruce is Captain Raptor Hater, who I might add has been wrong since game 2 of the Orlando Magic, is our boy Brooks. Brooks has flown out of the radar with his Raptors, I hate, but I remember the Raptors lost to Orlando, whatever, that game, and they're done, the Raptors. Now here he is. Raptors going to lose the next game. We see you, Brooks. You're on the list. Don't be jumping on the wagon when we make it to the finals and stuff. Oh, great run by the Raptors. It's like, hey, we remember. You were bashing us when we played Orlando. You were on the other side. Orlando's going to win. You and Bruce could have a viewing party. Fuck. Watch the Raptors play in the finals. Hey, there's Kyle Lowry with a 4-point play. There's another bad player, bum in action, another terrible player. And I'm sure Twitter right now is going crazy about Kyle Lowry, though, how good he is. As in, I'm being sarcastic, they won't. Listen, they've got one more win to get here in this series, so there's still work to be done. They're not there yet. And then after Milwaukee are going to be a fucking load to deal with, but I think the Raptors are better than Milwaukee. The Raptors are the Raptors have a better bench. They have better other players than Milwaukee. Like basically, Siakam's got 25 points. I'm getting worried, though. Am I going to lose the Jimmy Butler prop because he's going to come out of the game soon? All right, they restarted the Yankee game as I thought they would. Oh, Gasol, fuck. We're murdering them. Raptors are up by 31. There we go. And the prop hits, and I don't have to worry. Bam. Yeah, it's a good thing we're not keeping a track record of these things because Kawhi Leonard, I believe Bruce Chad said Kawhi Leonard is overrated and is a choker. I believe last week Big Man said Pascal Siakam is terrible and a nobody. He's got 25 right now. Kyle Lowry was a bum earlier. Kyle Lowry's got whatever, and he's killing it. I got Kyle Lowry on my DraftKings team. How many fucking fantasy points does he have? I think he's leading the game. He's got 37 fantasy. So, yeah, Kyle Lowry has 19.6 rebounds, 5 assists, 1 block, and 1 steal. It sounds like a bum to me. Oh, yeah, and he plays elite defense. Yeah, he's a terrible player. Fuck. Like I said, and it's not Big Man, just like there's a lot of fucking people who just talk shit. Fuck that. Oh, Kyle Lowry. Like, it's like, I don't know. It's funny because I heard Greg Anthony in the broadcast earlier tonight say, fuck it. Kyle Lowry's playing the best player out of anyone on the Raptors tonight with everything he's doing out here. People don't know, but hey, tap out, Embiid. Hit the bench. I'm just going to tweet a little shit. Yeah. Like I said, it's funny, Joel Embiid, he was much, he was a lot healthier against Jared Allen, fuck. What's up, Alexa? Everybody gets a max deal, Alexa. Everybody gets a max deal in the NBA. That's the way the league works. Yeah, Embiid would have, they would have 35, but what, and in fact, Jazz, you actually, like I said, Jazz is stepping into fucking Bruce Chat territory too. It's Jazz Armstrong, Toronto Raptors analyst. See, Jazz, oh, the Raptors are terrible without Kawhi Leonard. The Raptors were like fucking 18-3 without Kawhi Leonard this year. That was Bruce Chad's whole point all year, that they win without him anyways. And in fact, that's not true, Jazz. If you actually look at, why don't you look at the chart that we tweeted out earlier today about every center in the NBA that matches up against Joel Embiid and what Joel Embiid has done. And in fact, it was surprising to see, but Jonas Valanciunas had actually shut him down. And another thing is Jonas Valanciunas would score 26 on him. Listen, I'd rather have Gasol in this system, but JV would rack up 1 million points too, right? Exactly, Brooks. Like JV would fucking also have 28. It would be like a little, it would be a battle, but look the chart up. I think it was Coach Nick that tweeted it. I retweeted it, but the guy that he fucks up, he screwed up Jared Allen the most. Jared Allen of the Nets, he averages 50 points per possession, per 100 possessions type thing, 50 points against Jared Allen. He owns Andre Drummond for some reason. Marc Gasol, it was like dead last. He actually like really, really struggles against Gasol. And surprisingly, JV was like, it was like fourth type thing. JV, he only averaged like 15 points per 100 possessions. I don't think you realize, Jazz. I don't think you realize what JV did, right, with the Memphis Grizzlies when he fucking was able to get the basketball. He's an offensive fucking machine. Fuck. I'm just looking at the last month of the season here. I just see the last month of his box scores. 22, 33, 23, 20, 18, 27, 34, 25, 20, 16. Motherfucker lit it up. Like 22, 33, 23, 20, 18, 27, 34. That was the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Like pretty much all month, he averaged 20.4 points per game in the month of March. He averaged 11 rebounds and 2 assists. In other words, he just averaged max contract player fucking money. JV just didn't perfectly fit the system that the Raptors play, you know? The Raptors are a very responsible defensive team. And JV is not a responsible defensive player. He just doesn't get it. Like, it's not a lack of effort. He never really learned how to box out on rebounds and shit. It's weird because he is physical, too. He's not like a pussy. He is physical. Good job, pal. Holy crap, do we actually have a troll that paid to get through here? JV, yeah, JV's a good player, but well, bye-bye. I don't know who Northern Pizza Hut is, but motherfucker was in our fucking chat earlier in the day. But as you can see, I really don't give a shit. It does feel like a fucking bruschetta. Oh, it's like match fixer. I don't think it's Bruce. I personally don't think it's Bruce. Just like I don't think Match Fixer was Bruce. To be honest, I really don't care. Fuck, I got their $20 or $30 and they're banned. If you want a refund, complain to Patreon. No, I don't know. It seems crazy that it seems crazy to me that one of the trolls would pay, but you never know, right? I mean, there's a lot of people that sign up, guys, that aren't in the chat and shit. We don't see. Who fucking knows who these people are, right? Yeah, there's a lot of names that I see there. I don't know who they are. I thought, what did I put you in timeout? No, I don't care if you're a troll. I just don't like you. There you go. How do I get rid of you? Here you go. All right, bye-bye. I thought I booted him. I thought I booted him. Did I make this fucking public or something tonight? I could actually figure it out anyways if I really cared enough. But I don't. I am baffled though and confused as to fucking how I just didn't boot him the first fucking time. It's a private place of business, right? You can troll me online on fucking on public shows. That's your public right in a free world. But this isn't a free world here. Hey, Jeremy Lin's on the court. $113-79. At least Ben Simmons is off the court. We won more props than we lost here. In fact, we pretty much fucking crushed it again with a prop set. I screwed up. I fucking put too much on Kawhi. Yeah, you're right though. The total is going to get a little bit dicey here now. All right, hold on. We're going to bring Feinberg on in a couple of minutes. Let me get these picks in here on Bookmaker though. Yeah, the total is going to get a little. It's close. I've got a small play on the under 211.5. I don't want this to go over. Come on, miss. Powell for 3. Of course he hits it now, motherfucker. All right, NBA. So I like the over a lot of this game. I like the over, and I like the Nuggets to win. But let me get in on some of these props right now. So props for tonight, CJ McCollum over 21.5 is a good pick. What is this? Like, all you fuckers gonna hit shots now? Seriously? The bench? Oh, another steal. You gotta be shitting me. Look at this. This is like a fucking beatdown, man. Like, holy shit. It's a 40-point game. A lot of garbage points here, man. It's garbage central. They're at 208. It's going to go over. They don't miss. It's scrub city. Like, they're all hitting. They're dunking. They're hitting. Here's Jeremy Lin. He's going to hit now probably. Here's fucking. They don't miss. Oh. We're going to need to get fucking lucky here. So, yeah, CJ McCollum over 21.5. Paul Millsap is a good bet, over 14.5. He quietly puts points up. Jamal Murray, we gave you that one. Jamal Murray. I'm looking here at Bookmaker for Will Barton. They don't have it. Nikolai Jokic, total points, rebounds, and assists, 44.5. I'm not going to play that. I already have him to like get the triple double as it is. They have weird props here. Oh, I lost by half a point. The total went over. It creeped over. Bad beat. Bad beat. $125.89. One win away. One win away from disposing of these fucking clowns and their idiot fans. Fuck. And then they can go rip their own team after. I don't really understand the logic, though, of the Sixer fan that thinks everyone sucks on the other team as their team gets crushed by them. Yeah, they're getting there. Listen, this series isn't done. Series not done. Is the next game Thursday now? I'm not surprised. If you listen to Game Time Decisions today, I didn't think they would have slaughtered him like this, but I sort of got the feeling that the Raptors are just better than they are. I'm not saying the Raptors are going to be better than the Bucks. I think they will be. Honestly, as a Raptor fan, we should probably be pulling for chaos. Right? Like my wild fucking drunk prediction of the Raptors versus the Nuggets. We should probably be pulling for chaos. Like if the Warriors get bounced, shit really does get crazy. Now, listen, I'm a hardcore Raptor fan, so I'm naive. I'm like, they can compete with the Warriors. They can play with anybody. But if the Warriors get bounced, shit gets real nuts. Let's just say it's the Nuggets and the Rockets and the fucking Raptors and the Bucks. Like, it's right there, man. I think the Raptors would beat the Houston Rockets, too. They have James Harden, we have Kawhi. I'd rather have Kawhi than Harden, they'll bomb a bunch of threes, but we could fucking batter them, in the inside and shit. It'd be a hell of a series, the Rockets and the Raptors. But the Bucks are going to be a load to deal with, too. And listen, the Sixers, what is it, on Thursday, the next game? I don't want to get ahead of ourselves. We're not here yet. We're not, Thursday night. Great all right, so now we roll in. We got the money line parlay alive. The Astro parlay didn't work out. That sucks. The props worked out well. Somebody just tweeted me. We appreciate it. Somebody, what did they say? They said, God damn, man, you just hit the Raptors, both unders in Major League Baseball. Paul, Marcus all over, Jimmy Butler over. Embiid under, you're forgetting about. Ben Simmons under. You forgetting. I'm not messing with the first half of the Nuggets. But, yeah, I think the Nuggets should win the first half. I'm on the over and I'm on the Nuggets money line. Yeah. I have the parlay and now I got the over. Prop bets, like I said, I've got CJ McCollum over the 21.5, but I got a 22 at FanDuel. You got Nuggets. Nuggets Raptors wouldn't be easy either, fuck. The Nuggets, off the top of my head, I think the Nuggets beat us twice this year, like both times they played. I remember it kind of pissed me off. Like I remember we lost one of them, and I was like, another time I think they fucked us up. We lost a close one, and we got smoked once. I've said it a million times that I've said it over and over that the Denver Nuggets, like the West Coast version of the Raptors, they're a little different, you know what I mean? But they're very similar too. I just want to see what Shaq and Chuck are saying and Kenny.
The other guys, they get checks too. The reason I put well, he says he's sick. Number one, he pissed me off reading the stat sheet. When you're down 30, you should be looking at the stat sheet on the bench. You should not be looking at that. That's wrong.
I didn't realize that Joel Embiid was looking at the stat sheet tonight on the bench. Look.
What guy looking at the stat sheet? What guy looking at the score? Like, well, there's no reason to look at the stat. It doesn't matter. All you guys got is listen. Even though I root for the Suns, I root for the 76ers. That was embarrassing tonight. They did not compete. And that game was over.
Down 30 in a playoff game, and he cares about his stats.
Consistency that's not a plan. We saw it. Siakam was hurt last game. They said it. But this consistency they played with didn't matter. They didn't say, oh, Siakam's hurt. We're not going to play the way the typically play. They played that way. And we know that the stats, I come on back at 25. But also, we talk about stats. I'm also mad at the person game. Like, anyone who was given a player a stats on the bench.
Even Kenny Smith, they're like laughing. I like it though. I like this just because I want turmoil.
So we take some 3-2 lead tonight as Tom Jokic looks for another playoff triple double. He has had 4 in his playoff right now. This series is so intricate. Well, you have to pick somebody. Pick somebody. You pick it right now. I'm all in on the Trailblazers. I love what we ain't saying for series. This game, I got the Trailblazers. Okay.
All right, Chuck's on the Blazers. I think the Nuggets get it done here. All you need to know, they're showing a number right now. The Portland Trailblazers are 3-18 in their last 21 road playoff games. All right, they don't win on the road.
Well, obviously, I don't know if tonight is always I say go ahead. I think they're going to win the series. The winner of Game 5 in a 2-2 series wins the series 82% of the time. That's not easy. Let's go to the score. What are you confused? Look for? We're running out of time. What's up? Let's get this game
What did you just say? 82% of the time? Charles Barkley's the best. He goes, let's get this started so I can go watch the hockey game. He goes, it's 1-1. I'll check in on this hockey. Wow. Oh, God, it's going to go to overtime like fucking people predicted. The people in our chat were fucking talking about overtime tonight. Me and Cam brought it up. Drew brought it up. It's like, oh, game 7, overtime. It's one of these deals where, like, Cam is on both of them. Cam has futures on both these teams, so good call by him. Between the two markets, myself, I would rather St. Louis win. The St. Louis Blues have been a very good franchise forever. Like, they've been a model organization for years. Their fans are very loyal. Like, the Blues are sort of underappreciated in the grand scheme of the NHL history. Like, didn't they made the playoffs like 23 years in a row or something fun? Like, and they never win. Like, they've never won a cup. Could almost say the St. Louis Blues are the Toronto Raptors. Yeah, Cavs got futures on them all. Good call. No, Cam's been getting good at this future shit. He really has been. I give him credit. Oh, the Blues. Jeff Feinberg, what's up, Jeff?
What up, Gabe? What up? You must be fired up. All my Raptor buddies, everyone's fired up. I just you check my Twitter. I just retweeted this thing of Embiid had such a shitty night, man. He was even talking trash to Drake after the game. Like he looks like such a bigger loser now than he did like 10 minutes ago, and that's no easy task.
I gotta check this out. He's talking shit to Drake after
the game. Drake's even like sitting down, like, dude, like, what the fuck? And what's funny is everyone likes Drake, like all those guys. Like, I've never seen anybody talking trash. The Dallas Stars almost scored. Sorry, fired up, but yeah.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Wow, that was a big save game because that's literally obviously it's a big save. That's the first save this guy's had to make in 40 minutes. This game has been at one end of the ice. The Blues have been all over them. I've been watching. You know, I'm not like a big Raptor fan, but I like seeing them do well. Way better than I like seeing the Leafs do well. I'm happy. I'm happy for the Raptor fans. All my buddies who are Raptor fans. It's not over, but feels good.
Yeah, Drake did fucking sort of troll him too, though.
Whatever. You should. I don't know if you saw the TNT panel, like eviscerated or ripped him pretty good too. Embiid.
Yeah, I know. Shaq, and Shaq. I'm not Shaq's biggest guy when it comes to analysis, but when it comes to winning and sort of grinding through and shit, like he's, it's hard to argue with him. The guy was a monster. Although always, people always say with Shaq, it's easier when you're fucking way bigger than everybody. But we can't fully. I want to see. No, I don't see this. You tweeted. I don't see what you tweeted me. Fucking, I don't know for some reason.
Oh no, or maybe I just put it on my feed. Sorry, I just quote tweeted it.
Why are people doing a flight motion?
What?
They're calling it the flight motion. Drake fucking did like a fucking airplane fucking thing to Embiid when he left the game.
Oh.
So that's sort of what. Yeah, I don't see it. Did you tweet it to me?
Oh, let me find.
Well, you tell us about something. You're not announcing. I'm looking here. I don't know.
I thought I tweeted it. Maybe I just put it on my feed. I thought I sent it up to you.
I look at your Twitter here, but I don't see anything even with Drake in it. The only thing I see, Drake trolling him. All right. Oh, here it is. You have a good shot here. Yeah. This is a tough one. I don't like either of them.
But when it comes to the Raptors, you have to like Drake.
No, I'm on Drake's side here. Yeah, I'm on Drake's side. But
it's like you're united in that cause of wanting
Drake was minding his own business here on the sideline.
Yeah.
The thing is, Drake talks, like you said, most of these NBA players like Drake's music and shit, right? So he's able to get away with talking to them during the game and after he says things sometimes, but here there's a bunch of security around Drake, and on the court and shit. And then Embiid sort of looks and says something to him, like, yeah, whatever. It looks like Drake said something to him here first, to be honest. I'm not going to attack him on this one, but
yeah, no, you are in a tough one because you hate both of them. You have to accept all Raptors' success comes with Drake being right in your face. I mean, he would be in the parade if they fucking won a championship.
Oh fuck yeah, he's gonna get a ring.
Yeah, he probably would, Gabe. That's not
Yeah.
even like, yeah, of course, yeah.
Yeah, he'd get a ring. Fucking, oh yeah, he'd be on the float on the parade and shit. It'd be annoying,
Yeah,
actually.
He'd be like emceeing the fucking like championship like speeches and shit or whatever. The like post parade, like when they get off the
Listen, if
float.
the Raptors can win the title, I'll live with Drake fucking being around everywhere.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like you're united in your Raptor fandom. It's the only thing he's like genuinely a fan of, like that you can't.
No, I know. That's the thing. That's why I don't believe in the Raptor Drake curse, because exactly, he's not a. He's been there all along. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
It is what it is.
But apparently, like, yeah, did you see like Vladdy's stats since hugging Drake?
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's unbelievable. Like, of course, today there's a picture of Drake with a Barcelona jersey on.
Oh, that's too good.
It wasn't for today. He wasn't wearing a jersey today, but you know, he's wearing it before. But Barcelona, you can't blame Drake for Barcelona choking.
No, but it's just great.
You know who owns Liverpool that fucking won? The fucking Boston Red Sox.
Yeah.
It never ends with these fuckers in Boston, man. It's constant.
John, the Henrys.
Well, I'm kind of a little
John
disappointed.
Henry.
I didn't bet the overtime in his hockey game. Fuck. These game sevens go to overtime often. Fuck. All right. I got my own problems here. I got fucking big money on this parlay here. I need the Denver Nuggets. I got a lot of money on this. I don't even know what the score is. I'm a little concerned. All right. It is 9-2 Denver. Hey. But I also have the over. All right, Jeff. So I've got Jason Day on tomorrow in the morning show.
Yeah, you told me about that last week. That's pretty cool. What's he there to promote? The PGA Championship?
No, to promote.
TaylorMade? What? Nike? What?
No, like medical stuff.
Something like. Oh yeah, whatever.
Of course,
pretty cool.
to promote. What's his mother have?
Oh, jeez.
Like
I don't know.
basically,
His mother had like.
It's like a cancer thing. Get tested.
Yeah, I was gonna say his mother had
I mean?
cancer. So. Yeah.
It's basically like for his own personal foundation. But we'll get some golf in, obviously. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know. I'll keep it kind of simple. Yeah, it's one of those quick type of things. But
yeah.
It's sort of the calm before the storm, though, right? Next week's the real deal, right? So this week is just sort of.
This week, it doesn't really feel like much. People are even wondering why Brooks is there.
Feels like a preseason game. Like compared, like for me, it's sort of like preseason before the season next week. You know.
Gabe, I hate watching or listening to these things because you'd almost don't want to read anything into anything because then you're almost in real trouble with golf. But I know guys that really liked Brooks this week and like bet him at the 7-1, and then saw his press conference today and like were typing how much they hated their bets. Because his like whole press conference was like, yeah, I'm just out here, like, next week's really important. I'm just here working on things. And someone who bet Brooks Koepka did not enjoy his press conference today. That being said, I mean, he's that much better than the second best player in this field. That if he gets off
that
to
never means anything in golf.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like if he gets off to a good start, his mind instantly becomes like into winning. Like,
Listen, my amateur golf gambling knowledge knows and would say that the week before majors and the week after majors is the fucking time to take fucking dudes that have no chance in the major, aren't even going to the major. Right?
Yep.
Everyone else on tour, like you said, all these big guys, when they're swinging, are they really thinking, fuck the ball? Or are they like, this will play well next week? You know what I mean? Like,
listen, I do believe
they are. Like, what I mean? They are. And you get some other guy that's like, I have no hope in hell of winning the PGA next week. Fuck, this is my shot. Fuck, no one's really focused. They're all worried about next week. Not everyone's here. You know what I mean? It's like, it's just, to me, that's the week that the crazy shit happens. Am I wrong?
No, you are not wrong. I think historically would be on your side. I think even me and Pat today tried to figure it out. And sometimes, like before the British Open, we get some really nice winners at the Scottish. But that's just because a lot of the elite players are there, like getting to know the style, kind of. So it's almost unfair to compare the Scottish Open to these weeks before these North American-based majors. And you are not wrong. I will just say, I think once you get to like the weekend, if they're in contention, I think they like quickly switch into like what is happening in front of them. But I do agree the early motion is, I think it's just trying to get themselves prepared to show a lot of patience around a golf course. But this is a pretty easy golf course, Gabe. This is going to be one of those weeks. If you like turning on the TV and seeing like the winning score Sunday being over -20 or under -20, depending on how your preferred terminology is, this is going to be that type of event. This is just a wide open, hard to find real trouble here. It's a wide open fairways, big greens, very little required in terms of scrambling. It's only the second year we've been here. History does tell us that it's supposed to be it's going to play quite easily. I will say, because someone did just give me some information that is probably pertinent, because I know people that don't like betting, that aren't like big golf fans, Gabe. Like you're a big golf fan, but guys like don't care for the ins and outs and the minutia, and they're just here for some bets. There's nothing they hate more when like a golf tournament is severely impacted by weather.
Yeah.
Because like what the fuck? Like you're probably like, why the fuck do I even have this $100 tied up in this stupid fucking thing? It's supposed to be over like 2 days ago, yada yada yada. They're expecting really bad stuff. Apparently even tornadoes. And the week before a major, that always concerns me, especially with those top guys. They're looking at like
game off. Like, I got to be honest, I wouldn't play the week before.
Yeah, no. And listen, look at this field game.
I wouldn't play. I'd be like, I'm not. I'd be like working. I just wouldn't. Injuries. It's not worth it. It's just the timing.
Who's here? Nobody's fucking here. It's Brooks, and then it's Hideki, and Spieth is a Dallas boy, and he's kind of like the face of this event, but and he sucks. So I guess he's here just, he's got to try.
What about the British Masters? I imagine it's a prestigious tournament over there, right?
Yeah, that's a bit of a one that kind of that one got really hurt by this schedule change, because you normally see some of the heavy hitters in Europe go over there and play in that. But the only guy that's really there of name variety is Fleetwood, who is the host. They always pick one of the. Yeah, Ty Hatton, but like Fleetwood is the standalone player. They always pick a prominent Englishman to be the host of the event. So I kind of feel a bit bad for Fleetwood that he's got to be there hosting an event the week before the PGA in another continent, because he always does play well at difficult tracks that will.
Golf is so crazy that we've seen guys like that before. Was it a Molinari like won in fucking Italy or something and won the next week in America? Or I think Rory might have done it like Dubai, and it's like, he's in a tough spot playing in Florida this week or whatever. And then he won. Like whatever. Like the goalpost always moves with this stuff. It seems like you could argue that all right, the Byron Nelson's a pain in the ass. It doesn't matter. It's going to be raining. It's bad weather, like you said. It's fucking hurricanes and tornadoes or whatever out there now. And you could say, wow, these guys that are playing the British Masters sort of locked in intense mode already. This is like a real intense fucking practice round leading into next week almost,
Yeah. I mean, it's all, I guess, to each their own. There aren't many.
Look, it's so random to begin with, golf. That's my problem.
I mean, Gabe, let's be real. I mean, I'm trying to think. There's probably
these guys are in contention, right?
How many guys are under 30 or even 40 to 1 at the PGA next week and are playing this week? Brooks Koepka, Hideki Matsuyama, Tommy Fleetwood, and maybe Jordan Spieth is still flirting with a number out of respect, or the books are afraid that they'll get hammered, even though they shouldn't be. But you're probably onto something, Gabe, with your thoughts that these are the weeks to really hammer big numbers. And I'll tell you what, I haven't hit shit, but big numbers have been coming up on the PGA, Gabe. We got like a 200, 300 to 1 this past week in Max Homa. the week after the Masters, we got a 200 to 1 in
Did
CT
CT
Pan.
Pan win for the first time a couple of weeks
Yeah,
ago?
yeah, that's what I was saying. CT Pan was a 200 to 1 win.
Wow,
So
he's 200 to 1,
man.
huh?
And this past week, the Max Homa, I saw a ticket as big as 300. Most of them were in the mid twos, but yeah, so some big numbers. Certainly,
So you're saying that
Yeah.
basically anyone you take has got a shot.
I don't know what I'm saying. You could read it any way, but big numbers have been cashing. That's not to be debated. That is a fact. I am personally on one of my longer cold streaks since I started like doing this for public consumption, picking golfers. So I'd like to get off the mat. I like to think I'm due, but you know how that is. You have nothing like being able to see the board clearly. Now it's
Yeah, once you get in a
frustrating.
groove, you'll hit one, then you'll probably win again the next week or something like that, you know?
Yeah, I don't know, but I'm at that point where you know how like I don't feel like I'm seeing it clearly, and I'm trying to just tone it down because next
It's
week's a
only been one
major.
major, though. You'll get into a groove.
Yeah, no, it is what it is. It just I don't
All right, here's a long shot here. This is my long shot. I like where you're going with this crazy week. Adam Schenk, 125 to 1.
Yeah, that's pretty big. That's pretty big. I like Dylan Fratelli. I think he's at like 90.
You're throwing darts. It says.
Yeah, 90 to 1. He's a Texas Longhorn. So he's got some ties to this place. My bet actually, Gabe, and he's not even in the US Open yet. So yes, it's a major, but it's crazy. Keith Mitchell, 35 to 1. He's my one and done this week. He's already won this year. I really do like Keith Mitchell. But at the back of the board, it was like Trey Mullinex was 80 to 1 for Telly. I saw Russell Knox at like 70. So I'm too big of a pussy to go like really deep, but I'm going for some hungry golfers. Even Rafa Cabrera Bello, 45-50 to 1 is where I like to.
Yeah, he's
to
sort of
go.
kind of. What about Ryan Moore, 45?
Yeah. This is the kind of place I don't like bet more. He's not on my brand, but geez, yeah, he's a guy. I know you like Piercy. A lot of guys I trust, are on to Piercy this week, but Keith Mitchell, Rafa Cabrera Bello, Dylan Fratelli, and if I did have to play the top, it's like Stenson and Leishman would be the guys I do like.
What's your early leans for next week? I'm looking here. Tiger Woods. 8 to 1.
Man, that's hard. You're crazy, right? Gabe, it's 8 to 1.
9.
Yeah, I see. I think we should have almost 4 co-favorites with some of those guys. If you wanted me to pick between those 4 guys at the top, it would only be to me. I'm in like a Brooks or Dustin sort of territory. Dustin Johnson, to me, I'm a fan, but I didn't even think he played well at the Masters, and it was over. He lost to Tiger by 1 stroke.
I'm not saying this because he's on tomorrow, but I'm just saying Jason Day's odds 33 to 1.
Yeah. That's something me and Pat were talking about. He's getting in that groove again of saving par from a lot of places, and yes, PGA Championships do work for Jason. And this might be an insult. Well, sorry, I say this as almost an insult, but let's be real. It's certainly not an insult. I always had this joke, Gabe, that Jason Day strikes me as a guy that's going to end his career with three PGA Championship wins, but no other major. As in, like, it's sort of like that major that, like, even us hardcore golfers like my
signature win, right? But with a bunch of championships, yeah.
Yeah, he'll have those PGAs, which are majors, and he'll be a 3-time major champion, but he will not win like the Masters, the US Open, or the Open Championship. Now that's like, I say that more as like a jest, but I do always feel the tracks that the PGAs choose really do suit him. They don't play as difficult as US Opens, but it's supposed to play really tough, Gabe. Apparently, are you guys getting rain?
Oh, it's raining right now. Yeah, I'll check.
Yeah, the golf weather junkies are letting us know, like, that course is supposed to be soaking. You're supposed to get more rain next week. For those of you in New York, the rain isn't going away. Per golf Twitter weather guys, who are watching this stuff for the PGA. The rain isn't going away. It's coming. It's staying. So it's a long and it's a wet course. And there's going to be a premium on just smacking it out there. Jason Day is one of those total golfers that doesn't really have a weakness. So 32-1 is a pretty strong freaking number, I tell you. And he's going to have the karma of talking to you. I could be convinced of that.
Well, I don't know if that's a good thing or it might be a bad thing. Yeah, I'm looking right now, long range forecast, as you stated. Expecting rain. Yeah, just fucking pouring now. I mean, the Yankee game was delayed a bit here today. They got it going here, but
even through the tournament game next week, they're expecting rain. So that's the word.
But it's going to be a great week. Great time in the sports year. Something for everybody almost every week or every night. You know, if you like your hockey, you got Game 7, standing playoffs. Doesn't beat this. NBA, if you love basketball, this Portland shit's great with Denver. It's a fun series. Houston. Next week, we'll be into the conference finals in the NBA. Then you'll have a major golf tournament. Yeah, you got horse races and all this. Great time of the year. Sort of like it's the calm before the dog days of summer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, you get to a quarter rush in May, and it's sensory overload. And then you realize, oh boy, all right, there's only a Stanley Cup left, or all right, there's only the finals left. It sort of kicks in.
You almost feel withdrawal once both the NHL and NBA playoffs are over.
Oh yeah, that's
like you're like big games it's like almost like bowl season, but for like for an extra like 5 weeks.
But
like every
CFL starts earlier than it ever does this year.
Yeah.
June 11th. And
that is pretty early for them.
It's
wow.
You know, you're right. You're watching an NBA Finals game, and then you're watching Week 1 of the CFL. It's not the same intensity factor, right? But it's still like I like it so much. I enjoy the CFL, right? I like it better when I'm there. I've always had a harder time following when I'm here, but I like the CFL.
Well, yeah, you don't have. I mean, let's be honest, Gabe. As great, we like the CFL. We're supporters of it. As much as even in Toronto, it doesn't do well attendance-wise, but it does well up for TV. But I mean, let's be real. TSN literally shoves it down your throat too.
Well, that's the thing, and it's trickier for me to cap. Like even if I watch the games, it's hard to describe it. But like, I can read TSN.ca and I can watch the games online. Yet I'm not in the same loop. You know what I'm saying?
It is a hard league.
Like when you're in Canada, exactly. It's a hard league to get good information in at the best of times, even if you're in Canada.
But I also mean, Gabe, I argue.
All these old guys that they don't give you great gambling, so it's tough. Like, they'll be like, this guy got cut, this guy got signed. It's like, yeah, whatever, fuck. Like, injuries are hard to find in the CFL at the best of times. So it's tough. Like when I was in Vegas.
Yeah.
I didn't know. I'd watch the games, but I had no idea about a lot of shit that was going on behind the scenes. Like, you don't know about, they're fighting, they're feuding, this and that. You know what I mean?
I got one rule. Like, for a fact, I just know, like, early in the season in the CFL, you cannot lay those points. Because the league, for how great it is, Gabe, you have to be so colossally bad to miss the playoffs that those teams in the upper half know they have like 2.5 mulligans in the season. And don't think the players don't fucking know that.
I know.
That's the problem. Like literally, it's not like the other. And listen, you could argue MLB. There's 50 mulligans, and NBA there's 20, and NHL.
The CFL season, and I love the league. It's too long.
It's too long, and the fight for the playoff spot, like those good teams, like they just know. There's just nothing. Like I said, yeah.
Mercifully, we're getting there. There's a new team coming in, not this year, but next year.
Yeah, that's the word. Yeah, out east, right?
Yeah, no, it's happening. They're in, so it's real. Like it's done. So
yeah, but now, like I don't know. There's still like some. Apparently, the Montreal ownership situation is a current clusterfuck.
Oh yeah. It's I don't know how they messed it up as bad as they did there, but
That it almost like, yeah, they've literally every goodwill that they literally built like seems gone in Montreal. at the
not
moment.
fully. They can get it back quickly, but yes, the Alouettes, the league.
I mean,
took
they also
over
had
the Alouettes,
Calvillo.
but
Yeah, they also had Calvillo, so it just sort of made it like.
there's
Right.
also though in Montreal thing is there's actually competing people that want to buy them. So it's not like the Argos, like it's like, oh fuck, all right, TSN, we'll fucking take them. You know what I mean? It wasn't like that, or like the BC Lions and remember the Argos, the same owner.
Yeah, the guy, yeah, Braley.
Yeah, like in Montreal, there's actually competing interests. So the league's in a good spot. They're just trying to figure out, all right, like basically there's a rich Jewish dude from
Yes,
venture fund guy.
and there's an ex-player, right? Is the
Yeah,
other guy?
and Eric Lapointe, exactly, the ex-player. I think they should just join forces, but they're both rich guys, so they don't want to deal with each other. So Eric Lapointe, when he was a player, dude, I remember he was a stock trader and shit.
That's awesome.
He's one of these guys, smart CIS guys that actually went to school and shit.
Yeah, for
He
sure.
was always an investor and shit, and he's a hedge fund guy too, and he's rich enough that he's got a business group. I think he's the better one. And if I was running it, because I know Eric Lapointe, he's been in the CFL for a long time. He loves the league. He knows the league. He knows the Montreal market. He's got the money. He's got the people, the backing. He's francophone. Like it's perfect.
Yeah.
And then if I'm Lapointe, then you kick in the English guy here. You say, listen, say 25%, whatever. You know what I mean? You get him involved so you don't alienate the English community too. They'll be okay. You're right. There's a little bit of flux there, but at least when they get another team in there, they'll have 10 teams in the league now, right? It's a big difference from like 6 teams making it out of 8 to 6 teams making it out of 10.
No, 10 teams, and there's a lot of great facilities in the league. Winnipeg and Saskatchewan with their new ones, and BC with the upgrade, and so I think the league is. Listen, people, even my buddies, give me a hard time about it. But you said the league starts at June 11th. I just love football, Gabe. June 11th, there's fucking a pro football game, Airborne Pigskin. Once college starts, sure. Once NFL starts, am I like weaning off it? Do I get annoyed that they actually schedule their games on Sunday, like head to head with the NFL? Like that's kind of really annoys me, but because they'll never win that battle with me or where I watch games. Like it's out of sight, out of mind when you pull that shit. But I'm always gonna support that league.
I've actually been that guy where I've got all this money on NFL games, and there I am. I'm watching the fucking Bombers and fucking play the Riders in the rain.
Yeah, and Cam will tell you stories like you
I
go
got money on it, or I'm like, you know what? It's actually pretty entertaining. Fuck, and like I get sucked into it. Like,
and Cam has told stories like when he was out in Calgary visiting his brother. Even when the Stampeders are bad and they go to the bar on Sunday, like he's got a battle to get like 2 NFL TVs. So,
it's one of those deals though that, especially probably from like pro line experience, even though you bet online, but I'm sure you still play pro line, in which you mix the dreaded fucking CFL game in with the NFL.
Oh yeah, we've all been there.
Yeah, where it's like, wow, I'm not really even going to watch it, but fuck, the Stampeders should win by more than 4, right?
Yeah.
Not even where you're watching NFL all day and you tune into the CFL, you're like, son of a bitch, they're losing. Like, okay, but I love betting on the CFL, but it's so random, man.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. The hockey's back. You seem stressed out. So you got Dallas here?
Yeah, I got Dallas. I don't know. I took the dog. I took the dog in the game, and I don't know.
Wow, they've been playing 8 minutes into this. I didn't realize.
Yeah, it's been a little more
less stressful. Slow down.
Yeah, I don't know. St. Louis isn't like dominating like they were all earlier, but
no, I haven't seen this game, and I haven't really. I've been watching basketball. I've flicked in and out, but. I don't know, what's the shots on goal? I'll look it up, but it seems like St. Louis has dominated this game, right?
Yeah, it looks like 47 or 42, like 22 or something.
So the hockey gods are gonna. Dallas is gonna win.
Yeah. This goalie's standing on his head tonight. He's made like I've only started watching like in the middle of the third. This guy, I've seen him make like five like big saves. I don't know.
I
Game
was bringing it
7.
up earlier though. Like I don't know how you feel about the Blues, but they're one of these teams that they're sort of underappreciated in the sports landscape. Like they are always packed. The Blues games are always full.
Yeah. Always.
Every
Always.
year, they never win. You know what I mean?
Never win. Well, then they have that crazy making the playoff streak too, like forever,
like
right?
23 years.
Yeah. So they were always good enough that they didn't like, you were never going to throw your jersey on the ice like an Oiler fan.
No, I know. They're just there, but they're not mediocre. They're better than mediocre, but they're never good. Like enough to win.
Yeah.
Here they are. They're so close. Like I'm almost pulling for them, but Cam's got a big play on the.
I don't know. I bet Dallas tonight plus 135 in a game 7. I figured it would be this. I don't know. I mean, granted, St. Louis probably deserves to have won this game, but
Yeah, we all know in sports, deserve doesn't mean anything, right?
it does it. It's certainly.
Yeah, Tolkien saying they're the Capitals of the Western Conference. That's fair. And at least the Capitals won. Yeah, before I let you go, I was talking to you today. I don't know why they did this, but I guess ESPN loves NFL so much. They got NFL filler shit. I had on ESPN with the sound down. I saw they had a feature on Phillip Rivers, basically. But like a more like generic already tape, like not modern, like interview or anything like that. But it was basically about his language. And it was like a 10, 15-minute piece.
Yeah.
So
He's like Ned Flanders. He's like Ned Flanders game. He's Ned Flanders.
Yeah, that was what it was all about. That.
Like, oh, Jolly Sexy,
Yeah, gosh darn it, shoot.
Dang it.
It's really funny though. Like it was like mic'd up stuff. So he's standing there, and guy on the Raiders, like they hate each other and all this, but they're actually like laughing and shit. Phillip Rivers is there, and he's like, "Gosh darn this," and the guy in the Raider goes, "Jesus fucking Christ, man!" He goes, "You really don't fucking swear, do you?" Fucking.
Yeah.
Philip's like, "Hey guys, no, I don't. I just don't." He goes, "You shouldn't either." And, the guy in the Raider goes like, "Fuck off, dog," and they all start laughing and shit.
Gabe, two things.
And Von Miller said at first, like he was like, "This guy is just so full of it. He's so phony." And Von, it was a great little piece. I must be online. Von Miller goes, he goes, "After I played him for about the third time, he goes, I realized that's just who he is." Like,
he doesn't shut up and he doesn't swear. So it's like really hard for these like, and he's talking to linebackers and like DBs and guys that are like,
"I'm gonna fucking kill you, you fucking motherfucker." They were beeping everything exactly.
He almost throws them off because it's like when you have to play the read option, like you're not prepared for that. Like
it was just funny when the guy said to him, he goes, "You don't motherfucking ever swear, do you?" And he goes, "No, you shouldn't either." He's like, "Fuck off," and they start laughing.
Yeah.
Keenan Allen is in your thing, and he was saying that sometimes like he swears in the huddle and Rivers looks at him type shit.
Yeah, I could see that.
He might get me the fucking ball. Like,
I'll tell you what, Gabe, I'm not gonna lie. Like, it's early, it's May, but I'm getting like the feels. I'm getting the feels for the Chargers. I don't know. People are telling me they should be good, so I get excited.
You know who else is like that? I understand your excitement, but I was going to say it on that note, though. But you know who else is the same way? Is Matt Stafford.
Yeah. I feel like, well, no, Breeze probably doesn't talk at all, though, right?
I can see Breeze swearing, though. Like, Matt Stafford is same thing. He's very religious, Stafford. Like, no one talks about it like Rivers, but Stafford's very religious. And I don't even remember, like a couple of years ago, 3-4 years ago, they got screwed against the Dallas Cowboys.
Yes, I do.
Yeah, it was
when the Cowboys got screwed against the Packers.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So guys on the Lions were like, you could hear, "You motherfucker," and yelling and shit, like it's just like a beat fest. And And Matt Stafford goes up to the ref. That's total bull crap, man. He goes, it's total bull crap. And I'm thinking, dude, you're an NFL quarterback. You just lost a playoff game because of this. And the best you got is this is bull crap. I was like, man, this guy really is religious. Like, he was like, I was like, yeah, come on, like Stafford. You gotta get a little angrier than this. But listen, I'm pulling for your Chargers. I'm a Bills fan, but I've always pulled for the Chargers. I got nothing against them, and I sympathize with you. And I always said this: the Chargers and the Raptors. So if the Raptors win the title this year, the Chargers will win the Super Bowl. It's like that's writing on the wall.
Yeah.
Franchise.
So
right?
pretty much like by that, like all I take from that is you think we're gonna go 11-5 and 12-4, but just prepare to just have it mean nothing.
Yes.
Feinberg.
Exactly what I expect. Like I'm like, yeah, Chargers could win a division. It might be 13-3, but that old game in Foxborough, how's that gonna go? Like,
yeah.
And you know what's crazy? I feel the same way almost, and I know it's almost early in the guy's career to be in this, where I'm like, yeah, whatever, fuck, is the Colts. Love what the Colts have been doing in the draft tables. Love the makeup of their young team. Love Andrew Luck. Like everything about them. It's like, yeah, but whatever, dude. They'll fucking get to the playoffs. They'll win a playoff game. They'll go outdoors and they'll lose. It's like we've seen this over and over, but
I would say I'm a big fan. I mean, you could argue if you had to rank. Well, I'd say this: if you had to rank the AFC in terms of like long-term and dynasty in best shape, I mean, I'd have the Colts right at the top because they're not in the positions the Chargers are in, against the clock of their quarterback.
No.
But I'd be like, to me, it'd be the Colts, it'd be the Chiefs, Gabe, obviously because of theirs. And then to me, I'd have like the Bills and the Jets, like almost right after.
Football people, the Bills drafts and free agency really impressed people. In fact, our boy Paul Bovey put $5,000 on the Bills to win over 6.5.
Oh, I like that. Yeah.
And I was reading yesterday, somebody walked into South Point a couple of days ago and put $30,000 on the Bills.
I'll say this: the Bills and the Jets and a couple other teams did everything the Giants didn't. They took the two back-to-back drafts. That was one where you get your QB if you needed one, and the next one was where you get your star defensive lineman. Because Super Bowls don't happen without either of those two things. And that's where, and the Giants, God bless them, and if they're right, good for them, sure. But I'm into both teams. I've told you many times, I love the Bills, but I love the Jets too right now. Like I think both teams. I'm a neutral football fan. Outside of Chargers football, the AFC West.
The Bills might be a little bit ahead only because the Jets could implode a bit because of the New York factor.
Yes, and I would say this. I think there's
Le'Veon Bell didn't show up for the little mini camp.
Yes, there's a public perception, Gabe,
actually. What the fuck did we sign? Like, this guy can't even show up for, like, just smile for a day? Like, you know what I mean?
Yes, but there's a public perception that the Jets are actually the team that are far along. And I think it's way closer, if not, like, you can make a case for either. Because I guarantee you, like, Bovey got that 6.5 on the Bills. I don't think you can get a 6.5 on the Jets because there's a little more hype with them. They signed Bell, they signed Mosley, they are in New York. I think, but yes, the Chargers are my focal point of NFL focus, but my favorite thing outside of the Chargers in the NFL right now is the AFC East because I just love that eternal story of all those quarterbacks in there and who is gonna knock off Brady. I'm not saying it's this year, but it's going to come. And which one of those young guys are? And obviously,
I'm very excited too to see. And look, Josh Allen's got a lot of Phillip Rivers in him. Actually, he's almost a modern Phillip Rivers, more mobile. But
I love it. Where's the 17, Gabe? I'm out for everybody.
He's raw. Like Allen said, he was a big Rivers guy. You could tell.
Yes. I actually saw Allen say that he loved. Yeah.
Like one of his guys. Like fucking. So you get this. He's sort of that modern Rivers raw. But the development of Allen excited me, but the thing is too, he didn't really have a lot of weapons at all. Like to be
Not
honest,
at all.
Bills had the worst wide receivers in the league, on paper at least. And that Robert Foster kid showed something, and he's going to be on the team. You got Zay Jones, but now you bring in John Brown. Now you bring in Cole Beasley. You draft a tight end, 2 tight ends, but you draft the tight end out of South Carolina, the Dawson Knox kid. Like, you know, you get Cody Ford, the big tackle out of fucking Oklahoma suddenly. You know what I mean? Like, they got some, like, big bodies and some skill now around Allen. You know, running backs, you know, a little old, but McCoy, Gore, TJ Yeldon, the Singleton, the kid that they drafted. There's suddenly some talent. They're putting together some talent in this room now.
Yeah. And as much as it didn't happen, as a Bills fan, you have to respect that the organization actually did trade for Antonio Brown. Like, they tried to make that move.
Yeah,
They
tried to start, but then they did. It goes to show, you're right.
Like, I'm just saying, like, as a fan of the team, like, when you're evaluating,
unturned, and they're doing whatever they can to try to get better every day. This team, right? They're proving.
Yes. My point being is when, and it might be fair or unfair for me to say this, but when you are evaluating your opinion of Bean and McDonough, or not McDonough, that's the announcer. Jeez, what's the? Oh my god, I ripped it.
Yeah, Sean. Yeah, McDonough.
Okay. You have to, when you're evaluating your opinion of them, you have to almost give them half a check mark for, like, they traded for fucking Antonio Brown. Like, there was a completed deal there with the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah, the GM's Brandon Bean. Yeah. And no, let's not forget, too, I mean, they were in the playoffs 2 years ago. And at the time, it pissed people off. It looks like Bennington could be hurt here. At the time, it pissed people off. Remember, like, he said, whatever, I'm not here to be a wild card team. We're here to build a real franchise. And he started to trade a lot of people, and, you know what I mean? They were all over the place. Man, the goalie got smoked pretty hard, actually, for real.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
No, he got hit pretty hard.
No. Who do you like in tomorrow's game, 7?
Sharks. And our boy Paco Healy's in the chat. He's from San Diego, and he brings up, what up, Paco? He brings up, Maxim Security is from San Diego. Can't win a championship here.
Oh, that's a shame. That's a shame.
Imagine some poor bastard that got in love with the San Diego Fleet after.
Oh,
I don't know how Dallas just didn't score there.
There were a few of those poor bastards. There were a few of them. I don't know. But what's funny, like, I don't know, the XFL actually, people don't seem to have any concerns that they'll have the same fate. I guess because they're good with money.
Yeah, they got Vince McMahon. The XFL does seem to be a better organization already.
Oh.
Yeah, the Alliance League looked good. The players were like the only good thing about it. I've read a lot of in-depth stuff about the Alliance collapse, and I think one of the best things that somebody said, they said, honestly, they said the coaches and the players actually mirrored it because people watched it and thought, hey, it's not bad. But he said everything else behind the scene was a shit show. You know what I mean?
Were there like stories if the whole thing was like a cash grab, like I don't know, that the whole thing was like fraudulent?
No, it wasn't fraudulent in the sense that it was more the original investor was actually like a hustler.
Yes,
he did have $25 million, basically. Like he said, you got.
He had enough money. He had enough money to have banks keep lending him money, but
so basically, one of the investors that he had was like under SEC investigation. He was a fraudster. He really didn't have the money that he pretended to have. He did, but he was shaking, moving money around. Basically, like the Alliance League had the ability to go into a trust and take money out. Okay. So they signed this rich guy. Said, I have this
yeah.
much money in the bank, and he goes, "I'll give you up to $25 million to operate the league." They needed $3 million a week type thing only, for payroll or whatever. And I guess it worked for the first little while. But when the Ebersol kid went to the bank said, "There's no more money left." Fuck. And he said, "In fact, the guy's under investigation for fraud and shit." So the guy that they invested with was a hustler. Then the Carolina Hurricane guy came in and said, "I'll fund it with $250 million," right?
Yeah. But he just wanted
only
the
with
app.
certain conditions that we meet, whatever. But basically, you know, it was a week by week thing. And then the question was, because I guess they have some fucking technology they thought was going to be worth so much money, some app that fucking you can gamble on, which was really just QB1, bro. They have a sports app. I guess that it's like fucking, I don't know if it's 5G, because I don't even know if 5G really exists here, but like, it's like ultra fast, like sort of live in-game betting that you can bet on each play. So remember in the old days at a sports bar, you'd spend
QB1. Yeah, of course. I remember going like
so pass, run, whatever.
the
And
good
you
old
play
Goose
your
and Firkin to
private.
play stuff. Yeah, me and
Yeah,
my
but
literally.
these guys, the technology, I guess basically it's a fascinating read. I can send you the thing, but basically they were saying that the league was almost like a 50% really just technology league, that they were spending more money on the tech side of things than they were trying to develop these apps to sell. And I guess they had like really good Silicon Valley guys on this.
Their like Gamecast was pretty good. I remember like
Yeah, well, exactly. So they had this fucking app that they showed off to the gaming industry. And they basically said, "Look, you guys do live in-game betting," but they said
they want like people like the Score app.
Yeah, but they said our app is so fast, you can bet like whether the guy's going to make the free throw or not, or whether the guy's going to fucking. And they showed them in live time. And I guess like the casinos basically fucking started drooling and shit.
Yeah.
And people thought that's why the Carolina Hurricane guy bought the league, because he just wanted control of the app.
Well,
But
that's what he was saying.
that the guy is a Yahoo that really didn't give a shit about the app at all.
Yeah.
Like he
I don't know.
He said, "I could give two shits about your gambling app." Like he doesn't care.
Yeah, that was the thing. That like was that Carolina Hurricanes owner just saying that when it went bottoms up to like save face, like for or like is that app actually worth something? Like
No.
you said.
It's sort of like I said, it's a good read. Like some people think the app is revolutionary, and other people basically stated that whatever, fuck, they have a fucking fast fucking gambling app, fuck, like who cares? Like, you know what I mean? Like it was, that was sort of ambiguous about it, but they thought it was worth a lot of money, and I guess it was to some people. And they were spending more money. Like they said we were more of a tech fucking league than a football league. Because the Ebersol kid that ran it is 100% modern sort of technology, apps, digital, right? The TV shit they didn't really care about. They were trying to build up this fucking digital network to sell, essentially, but to the NFL. That was their plan. 3 years, and they could get the NFL involved, they thought. And I guess Condon, the guy that owned the Carolina Hurricanes, agreed. But then he just got batshit crazy and started cutting everything, like behind their back. And then he was the one that pulled the plug. It sounded like a shit show, but it's too bad because the league was pretty good, but they were too ambitious, like they got, Vince McMahon at least has the money. You don't have to worry about that. Vince
XFL is going to start like the Sunday after the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm surprised. Like all the big networks are playing along. The games are going to be on Saturday and Sundays, and every time the same time, which actually makes sense because some of these leagues, you never know when games are on. Even the CFL is frustrating like that.
Yeah.
So Vince basically stated that, it's going to be uniform. So basically, every Saturday, there's 2 games, one at 2 o'clock, one at 5 o'clock. Every Sunday, there's 2 games, one at 2 o'clock, one at 5 o'clock. And then
Apparently
as the season goes on, they start sprinkling in Thursday night football on Fox and shit. It's like big networks.
And apparently they said today or this week they won't be testing for marijuana.
Oh, really, huh?
Yeah.
That's interesting because Last year they were saying no criminal records. Now suddenly they're like, hey. I think that's very smart of them though to get players.
Yeah, I mean, you tell like the fucking some of the CFL guys, you know, that weren't like the ones that like really love it, and the ones that like were never thinking they were going to be making like 5 million a year in the NFL. That always sort of knew that they were probably going to be like, if they wanted to play football, you tell me that they just love it, and they fucking do, and they just joke with their buddies back home how much weed they get smoked up here and never get tested because there's no testing. We can't afford it.
Yeah, the XFL will be interesting. Like, it's a minor threat to the CFL more so, only in the sense that the Alliance League didn't pay enough, so quarterbacks will make $250,000 in the XFL. It's not bad. Like, you get what you pay for, right? So, but you're still not like Mike Riley makes $780,000, $800,000. Like, Bo Levi Mitchell makes more. Like, it's not. You know, the Canadian dollar isn't helping, but they've done a bigger job of raising quarterback prices, salaries in the CFL recently. Like, they're getting up to near $1 million again and shit. So, you know, Bob Stoops is one of the coaches in the league, the XFL. They've got some guys. Wow, this game's going to double overtime. Man. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah, the LA team just named their coach, and I think they might go play where the Chargers are like leaving, Gabe.
Which would make that's a perfect stadium for them,
right? Because they're supposed Chargers. They should have one.
That's the thing that I don't get. That some of the stadiums are a perfect sense. Like they're playing like in some MLS stadiums, you know what I mean? Smaller college, 30, 35,000. Like I don't think they're playing at Jerry's World. They're fucking playing, you know what I mean, at another place. Like, they sort of like, they did a good job with that, except in certain markets. Where, like in New York, for example, they're playing at Giant Stadium or MetLife Stadium. It's 84,000 people there, bro.
Where should they be playing? Like Rutgers Stadium?
No, well, that's the thing. I guess Rutgers too far for them.
Like, where can you play?
Hofstra would have made sense. Somebody brought up on our show once, which would have been good, actually, on Long Island. Holds like 23,000, 25,000, but like they're not getting, so it just looks bad. Like people don't want to be sitting in a stadium. Like even remember the Argos, it was a come down. You go to an Argo game at Skydome, there'd be 23,000 people, but you still would be like, God, fuck, like what am I doing here? It's fucking, you know? And man, Giant Stadium, how the hell are they going to fucking fill this shit up for the XFL?
No chance.
They can't. All right, Jeff, we appreciate you joining us.
Thanks, Gabe.
Next week, big week. We'll get into it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, always. Later.
Good conversation with Feinberg. Big Willie, QB1. The thing is, the technology that the Alliance League thought that they invented and shit, it was already out there. I remember Blessing was pushing that fan shit. And same thing, you fucking call plays and you win prizes. It's essentially QB1. The only thing is, though, I guess with this 5G shit or modern, you know what I mean, the new generation of apps and stuff that's coming up, I guess it's like it was lightning fast. And they did develop it. Now, the Alliance League didn't develop it, but this Charlie Ebersol kid and someone did. Like, Ebersol's got a bunch of apps behind the scenes. Like, they, it's a great read. I don't even want to watch it. I'd send it out there. But, like, it's basically, like, behind the scenes of the league. And they were like, the Ebersol kid really cared more about the apps than the fucking technology because he was trying to build his technology fucking content to sell. He said the football, the coaches cared about football, but that was a problem. What's up, old man? And then, like you said, you got Bill Polian in this. And you know Bill Polian got paid. And that's another thing, too, like, that rubbed people the wrong way. That, like, some of those guys all got paid. But the guy that owns the Carolina Hurricanes doesn't come across very nice in this. And I'm not, there's no such thing as mean and nice in anything in business, right? In the real business world. So dude, he wasn't under any obligation, right? But the thing is, like, he's just a prick. Like, if you read what happened behind the scenes, like the way he handled it and shit. Like, the players got kicked out of hotels. Their shit was in the parking lot. Like, there was no warning. They all got tagged with bills and shit from hotels. Like, the league just fucked them. And then they filed for bankruptcy protection. They can't even sign with other fucking contracts right now. It's like, it was the whole thing. Like, anyone that signed with the Alliance League is totally screwed. Here it is, the curious rise and crash. Says, as a co-founder of the Alliance League, Charlie Ebersol can come and go wherever he pleased. So there he was on March 31st, wandering around the visitors' room of the Arizona Hotshots, who just beat San Antonio 23-6. At 36 years old, Ebersol and his tightly manicured scruff and sanguine smile had already directed a 30-40 doctorate. This is the XFL, but his father's XFL league with Vince McMahon, and had been placed by the Hollywood Reporter atop the list of the most powerful players in reality television. Whether or not he understood it, this was going to be his highest moment. Amid growing speculation that Ebersol's new league was on shaky ground, the Hotshots had flown to Texas in week 8 on a plane much smaller than the one they were usually traveling on. On arrival, they found their hotel so inadequate that the offense had to do a pregame walkthrough in a parking lot. Across the league, employees were feeling a similar pinch. Work computers were suddenly inventoried. One player recalls getting a notification on his team's communication app warning against taking expensive bottles of Cholula hot sauce from the dining area. By week 11, the AAF would file for Chapter 7 bankruptcy, claiming $11 million in assets against $48 million in liabilities. The XFL closed with $536,000 in the bank and $70 million in losses. The guy Condon in Sanford, Carolina, lost $70 million that quickly. That's why he tapped out. Players were forced to scramble to book their own flights home. Others literally had their kids in hotel rooms in the parking lot with nowhere to go after. One player said, "This feels like the Fry Festival." But it goes on. It said it'd be easy to paint Ebersol as a naive hotshot in over his head, or as Dundon, the owner of Carolina, is a heartless executioner. The whole story is far more complex. Conversations, more than a dozen people connected to the operation, paint a picture of corporate drama straight from the white-knuckle world of Silicon Valley startups. Questionable funding would suddenly dry up. An early investor allegedly wrapped up in shady banking practices. Secret software that promised to change the sports gambling world as we know it. Players, coaches, and executives were actually just stagehands for the real grand design. A company that was using live football to experiment with and eventually produce and sell technology. As one Alliance Football League engineer put it, a petri dish for the NFL and a boon for gambling companies. So it's interesting, right? Like they were just, the league wasn't, it was really just all a bigger picture. All right, now I'm not going to go through the whole thing here, but Remember before the year started with Atlanta, we were talking about the coach and shit. Remember Brad Childress quit? He obviously knew what was going on. According to one employee, the tech site experienced a delay on an order for servers and switch media storage platforms 4 times in a 2-week period. These little technological shifts were a constant annoyance for the football departments and for those who constantly had to explain new software to them. I'm just trying to find a part here where they're talking about, like, they weren't really a football league. It was really just a Silicon Valley front. Fuck. Now, we've talked a lot about the players getting screwed. Here it is, about getting stuck with bills. They got tagged with hotel stuff. Like, it's unbelievable. Like the Memphis Express were practicing on their field. Mike Singletary, their coach, said he needed to talk to them. And he said, you guys got to go to your hotel rooms right away. When they got to their hotels, they were told they had 30 minutes to evacuate. Singletary and a team negotiated a more reasonable solution. The hotel let them stay one last night. Everyone had to be out by 7:30 in the morning. Players were in shock. Guys with pregnant chicks in the parking lot, and like all kinds of shit. Like fucking. Yeah, nice run for Denver right now. We're on Denver and we're on the over. We're on pace for both right now. I haven't even checked in on the props here. It seems Vince McMahon's success has these other networks. Like basically, like the Alliance League was on CBS and it looked good, but it was basically a bone they threw them. They put the first game of the year on CBS to make it look good, and then everything else was buried, right? And nobody really saw anything after that. The XFL actually has like real deals here. Like they're on Fox, they're on ESPN, they're on pretty much every network. I think Vince and the WWE have a few other things with Fox or a deal coming up with Fox or something. Since UFC lost, is SmackDown on Fox or I think one of them might be coming up on Fox, whatever. When UFC left, I remember when UFC left Fox, they basically gave money to the fucking WWE and they got it for like less even. All right, let's check check in on the props. How's Jokic doing? Are we getting near the triple-double? Well, he's already at the double-double. We're going to have problems. We're going to need more assists. I told you Millsap over 14.5 before the game started. He's already got 19. McCollum's a problem, though. McCollum's only got 7. That's all right though. Like I'm totally in on. I got big money on the Nuggets. I have the $200 money line parlay with the Raptors, and I put another fucking 200 or so, 150, 200 on the Nuggets to win this series. We'll take a look now, and we'll see what the Raptors. FanDuel is very good with putting point spreads up fast. They should have a number up already for Thursday's game. I'm going to say the Raptors are favored by 2. Raptors minus 1.5. Raptors minus 1.5. Now, you know Philly's going to lay it all on the line. This is it. But I actually think that like I was saying, I think that their sort of spirit and their will was broken a bit here tonight. Like they really got massacred. Yeah, you know they're going to come out flying. I don't want this to go 7. Like I don't want to live with this. I just want to fill this motherfucking shit up. Like finish it, get it over with. Listen, if we lose to Milwaukee, at least I don't have to deal with any Milwaukee fans. Fun game though, watching the Raptors roll them. Oh yeah, I know Big Will. But like I said, we're not home yet. We're not home yet. It's not going to be easy to win that last game. But it was a nice sign. Look, Kawhi Leonard didn't even really tear it up tonight, and the Raptors still won by 40 or whatever. But they're 30, you know what I mean? The Raptors still rolled. Now this is where it's nice you have Kawhi Leonard like back on the road here. Kawhi can sort of man up and carry us a bit. I think they finish him off on Thursday. And then they would probably start on Sunday. It would be game 1 Sunday. These guys are definitely the best panel in sports. Did I see someone? Was it Cody? What up, Cody? Did I see someone talking about Yankee? If you had the Yankees, the Yankees came back and won 5-4. Awesome, and it stayed under. It stayed under the 9.5 still. Hey, the kid is hot tonight. Baseball, baby, 3-0. Wow, this hockey game is nuts. Well, yeah, I didn't even know they came back, Cody. Wow. Sports are crazy, huh? It's 2-1 in the seventh inning, and it's raining and a rain delay, and it finishes 5-4. I got to get out of here, though. This hockey game is going to go on forever, and they're double overtime. Basketball's at the half. Get you the end game. 65-47. It's looking good. We're on the Nuggets money line, and we're on the over 213. The in-game total is 220.5. Hopefully you can get there. We appreciate everybody tuning in. I'm gonna find out who our fucking pre-contrived troll is, and we can give you your money back. All you have to do is just email us your email, and we'll know who you are, and we can fucking ban you and send you your money back and ban you for life. Oh, we got 1 thumbs down too. Ooh, I'm gonna lose sleep tonight over that. Other than that, you're on your own. Later. Jason Day in the morning. Later.